What's going on, guys? In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I animate my Instagram photos like this. God damn, take it there. Some people call these cinemagraphs, some people call these Instagram animations, but either way I'm going to show you how I do it and how you can do it for free. If you'd like to follow along using the exact same images that I am, then click the link in my description. You'll gain access to all of the assets that I use for all of my videos, and you'll also get free presets and resources every single month. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? The first thing you're going to need to do is download Davinci Resolve. I'll put the link in the description. You can download 15, you can download 16 beta. This software is absolutely free, so download it and make sure you get started because it's pretty powerful and I'm going to be doing more tutorials on it. Okay, so first things first, what you're going to need to do is create a new composition, but you're going to do it with the aspect ratio of an Instagram post, but it's going to be an Instagram portrait post. So what you need to do is go to settings here, go to master settings, timeline resolution, click custom, and change the aspect ratio to 1080 by 1350, and then hit save. Well, bam, and this is the Instagram resolution for portrait posts. So it's going to take up the most room for your Instagram and it's going to make your images look sensational. Next, I drag my images into Davinci Resolve. Next, what you're going to need to do is navigate to the bottom where it says color, right? This is important. Hit color, and here, this is where the magic happens. So essentially, the best way to get moving parts of your image is to mask around the section you want to move. As you can tell, this is actually a still image and nothing's moving at all. But if this were to move, what I would want to move would be the water. So I'd want the water to move, and I can see a little bit of light coming from the top, so I can, exaggerate that a little bit, make it look sensational, add some light rays. So first and foremost, I'll show you my exact process. So you'd mask around the water. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. So navigate to the bottom here where this icon is, the Windows icon, and then hit the pen tool. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with video, what masking essentially does is it isolates a particular area which you're highlighting. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the masking tool, and I'm just going to carefully draw around. So literally click the pen icon and click around the parts you want to move. So I'm going to mask all the way around. I'm going to do this super quickly. When you're doing it, of course, be more accurate and take your time. You can use the scroll rule to zoom in and out to get more accuracy, make it look 10 times more sensational. But again, for the sake of time, I'm just going to do this really quickly. Again, using a mask is going to isolate a specific area, and I want the water to be isolated because that's what I want to be moved. Otherwise, I'll show you what happens if I don't do that. Now, what we're going to do is start to add the effects. So the effects that I'm going to first apply to this to make the water move is an effect called waviness, and this essentially is going to start to animate the water. So what you could do is go to open effects, which is here, scroll down until you find waviness. It should be at the bottom. If you can't find it, you can use the search bar and type in waviness. So I'm going to scroll down, waviness is here, and I'm going to drag it to this icon here, which is a node, and straight away you can see that it's starting to move. But we have a little bit of edges and it looks a bit crazy, so we're going to sort that out in a minute. But before that, I'm going to show you exactly why you need to mask. So say for example, this is a brand new image and we didn't mask, and we add the waviness tool. What's going to happen is it's going to move the whole image and it starts to look super crazy, and we don't want that. So the whole reason why we masked in the first place is so we can have an isolation and isolate exactly what we want to be moving. So as you can see here, the movement is a bit crazy. Now if we zoom in and refine some of these points so it doesn't hit our model, we shouldn't get that distortion. Also, what we can do is at the bottom corner here is the feathering options for the image. So feathering is basically how soft outside or inside of the mask is going to be. So I'm going to feather the outside ever so softly. As you can see, feather it a bit less, feather the inside a little bit. There we go. And if I go to here and I click off, we can hide this little power window, the little masking tool. To show it again, hit this icon here and hit power window, and again we can see. So I'm just going to click it off to see if we have much progress. And again, you can see I'm starting to see a little bit of craziness going around. I'm going to fix that at the end. I want to just start to get the water right. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep the waviness type to vertical. As you can see, we have vertical or horizontal, and it just changes the movement of the water. I'm going to change the scale. I'm going to keep it to about 30 in fact. I'm going to change the strength. Now if we increase the strength, you see it starts to move a bit more crazy. We want it to be somewhat natural, but have enough movement so it can visually show the movement on Instagram. So I'm going to put about 5.6. There we go. That's starting to look good. Yeah. Oh, starting to look sensational. And then from phase, we're going to put this up to 1. And that's looking really good. The speed seems to be okay. We can slow it down a little bit. Maybe 0.15. Maybe 155. Bam. Yes. And just like that, let me remove the power window. Boom. We're starting to have a moving image, and this looks absolute. Oh, wait. This looks sensational. So like I was saying, the image looks sensational as it does at the moment, but we want to add more effects because we want to up our Instagram game even more and take this to the next level. So we're going to create a new node, which is basically what we're going to put our effects on. So if you hit Alt and S, or if you're on a Mac, hit Option and S, it creates a new load and we can add a new effect. So the next effect I'm going to add is called Prism Blur. So again, you can type into the search bar and just drag it across to the new load. And as you can see straight away, what it does is it kind of adds like a blur and a chromatic aberration to the image, which is kind of cool. But at the moment it's too much. So what we could do is adjust the blur strength. Adjusting it up increases the blur, adjusting it down reduces it. I want it to be about 0.113. So it's there, but not too crazy. And now we're going to affect the aberration distance. So as you can see, it's kind of like color fringing and kind of like chromatic aberration. This like 3D glitch effect. That's the aberration. Now to affect that, I'm going to change the aberration distance because right now it seems a little bit. Yeah, I don't want it to be too far. I don't want it to be too close. If it's too close, you don't see the effect. If it's too far, it's too much. So I'm gonna manipulate it to about 0.16 maybe. Seems to be right. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna adjust the strength. Again, increasing the strength makes it stronger, reducing it makes the effect more subtle. So I'm just gonna reduce it to about 0.29. That seems to be okay. Vignette, I don't really want to add a vignette because this image doesn't suit it. And I think we are getting there. We're definitely getting there. It's looking sensational. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more effect that you could do to your images. And again, remember I said that you look at the images and you find parts where you think can move or can be animated to look sensational. In this image, I can see water, which can move. At the top here, I see a little bit of light. So what we're going to do is create a new serial node, Alt S or Option S, and then type in Ray in the search bar and drag it across, and bam. As you can see, we're starting to get like a little ray, which is kind of cool. But at the moment, we can adjust the source threshold and you can see the intensity. Right now it's doing the whole image and it's selecting the bright regions, but we don't want to do that. We want to select the edges because it seems to be coming off from the edge, correct? So we're going to hit edges and bam, that's looking crazy. I like it a lot, but we're going to need to affect some of the parameters. So I'm going to change the distance a little bit, maybe down, that looks good. Increase the length a little bit, soften it, reduce the brightness. Again, it's subtle. If I toggle the effect on and off, you can see how much it's working. And in fact, if you wanted to, you could even animate the movement. But that's for another video. I'll show you how to do that in another video. But this image is pretty much wrapped up. And then what I'll do is I'll go back to edit here. I'd click on the image, go to the right hand side and click on dynamic zoom. And essentially what this is going to do is going to move forward towards the image. It's kind of zoom in slowly or zoom out. If you click swap, it will zoom into the image. If you click swap again, it will zoom out. I just think it's super sensational. Here's the actual version I have on Instagram. I've animated the rays. You can see the water's moving and I color graded the image a little bit. And it's looking sensational. We're going to do this to another image. We're going to do this to water. Actually, it's clouds looking down at water, which is kind of crazy. And it's subtly moving. So let me show you what I would do to this image. Again, we find parts of the image which we think can be moved. For me, it's going to be the whole image for this one, since it is water and water moves a lot. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to type in waviness because that's the movement that we want. We're going to drag it to the nodes. And as you can see, it's starting to move and it's moving a little bit crazy. So we're going to adjust the parameters. Put the scale down to 4.1. Should be enough. Yep. And we're going to put the strength down to about maybe 8. Yep. That's good. That's good. Now it's moving a bit too fast. So we're going to put the speed down to about 0.040 potentially. There we go. So now it's barely moving, but it's moving to the point where it looks more natural. Next, we're going to be doing it to this image just to show you that you can do it with anything, not just water-based subjects. So I'm going to again go to my windows, hit the pen icon, and I'm going to mask out the sky. And once you have done that, we are going to go to our effects library here. And we are going to type in, of course, waviness. Bam! And you can see it start to move. I mean, it doesn't look natural, but we're about to fix that. What we're going to do is change the waviness type. Instead of it being vertical, we're going to change it to horizontal. Yep, we're switching it up this time. We're going to go to scale and lower it to about 16. Then what we're going to do is lower that strength to about 4. Yep. Oh, it's looking good. It's looking good. Sensational. And then what we're going to do is we're going to reduce the speed. We're going to slow it down just a little bit to 0.2. Well, bam. And we start to have pretty decent movement. I like it. In fact, let me change it to vertical, see what that looks like. Yeah. Nah, I'll keep it horizontal. That looks kind of cool. What I'm going to do to the image is I'm going to create a new node. So again, Alt S or Option S. And I am going to add raise. So type in raise to the search bar, drag it across, or bam. And as you can see, the image starts to look sensational. We don't really need to do much. We can increase the threshold, lower the threshold to make it brighter. We could adjust the length of the raise if we want. We can soften it, increase the brightness. In fact, we could even animate the position left and right if we really wanted to make it look crazy. But we're not going to do that for now. Even change the color of the ray if we want. So if we wanted to make it blue rays, we can. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please share, subscribe, like, comment. If you would like to see more tutorials like this, then let me know in the comments below. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, then please follow my Instagram's absolute fire. And I'll see you on the next tutorial, guys. Peace.